Hello, I'm Beth Green, but you can call me Grandma. Or not. You can call me anything you want. Just call me. I'm here today because I'm being called. I'm being called to speak out about the state of consciousness that we're seeing in today's elections. Now, we are at the primary stage. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but right now we are in March of 2016, and we are in the middle of some tumultuous primaries. And I'm sure that you are feeling as horrified as I am about the state of the political debate, or you probably wouldn't be watching this video, or you'll be hanging it up right now. But if you're disgusted as I am, I think you will enjoy hearing what I have to say about what I see happening in our political system and what that has to do with us. Oh yes, it's extremely easy to blame and to point fingers at this candidate or that candidate. But honestly, it's us, and that's what I want to talk to us about today. I have been watching, rather aghast, the Republican debates. And I understand that Bernie Sanders described it as a food fight. I would say it's more like the gladiators or a blood sport. It's way more painful than a food fight. The Republican candidates are and have been ripping each other to shreds. And we're all sitting here laughing. I mean, how many of us can honestly say that we have not felt the zinger when somebody said something bad about Donald Trump or made him look foolish, or Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio or any of those people whose politics I absolutely abhor? And I would like to talk about why I abhor their politics. But more than that, right now I want to talk about the fight. And what it has become is a spectator sport. Politics has become a spectator sport. Now, what do I mean by that? How different is this than the Super Bowl, except that you've got more than two? You're rooting for your team. Let's say you're a Democrat and you're rooting for Bernie, or you're rooting for Hillary, or you're rooting for Marco, or whatever it is. You've got your team, all your friends, and you come around together and drink beer and eat popcorn and watch your team beat the shit out of the other guy. And how many of us don't get off on that? I mean, there may be a part of us that says, this is so low, this is so inane, this is so stupid, but yeah, get him, get him, get him. I feel that way. I will tell you the truth. I hate Ted Cruz. I hate Ted Cruz. Why do I hate Ted Cruz? I believe he's an opportunistic, egotistical pig who doesn't give a darn about human suffering, who doesn't care that women will die if they don't have abortions, who doesn't care if there's no Planned Parenthood, who doesn't care about deregulation. He doesn't care about the climate, because after all, there is no climate change, and doesn't believe that the federal government should do anything to regulate pollution or water or any of that. And he's so ideological. And I look at that guy and I just get outraged. And I believe that he's doing it for one reason, that he wants to be president. I don't think he even knows what he believes. I don't think he feels the impact of the things that he is proposing. And I hate him. Now, is that what a spiritual teacher is supposed to feel? And so when Donald Trump puts him down, I'm like, yay! Now I hate Donald Trump. I mean, do I have to tell you why I hate Donald Trump? I mean, everybody knows why I hate Donald Trump. Race, he's like fanning the flames of racism. It's unbelievable. Instead of trying to appeal to our better angels, he appeals to our lesser angels. I wouldn't even call them lesser angels. I call them our little devils. I hate Donald Trump, and I love it when somebody puts him down. But then I hate Marco Rubio. You know, who knows what that guy believes in? I mean, it could go on and on and on and on and on. And then there are things about the Democratic candidates, I don't like them either. And I'm always glad when Bernie gets a punch in against Hillary, right? But then I'm not thrilled completely with Bernie either. So what is it that I'm getting engaged in? Well, part of it is, of course, I'm scared to death that Donald Trump or Ted Cruz is going to become president. Because I think about what they're saying and the real implications on real people, which practically nobody is doing. I mean, how many of us are actually thinking about the implications of the policies of these people? Think about it. Aren't we too caught up in the entertainment of the political season? Don't we rush to see, who did what to whom? This is not a video game. I have to stop myself from getting into that rah, rah for my guy, boo to yours. And actually start thinking, okay, what exactly is this guy saying or this woman saying? What does this mean? Do they really believe it? What kind of president would they be? But I'm not doing that. I'm just feeling upset. Now, why are we doing this? And I know this is happening to other people. They're upset when the other guy's team is winning. They've got the bowl now. Ooh, how many states does so-and-so have? Oh, my God, look how many delegates. Oh, my God, we've got to stop him. We got to stop him. Oh, let's have a huddle. Oh, yeah, it's football, guys. It's football. It's a blood sport. Do you know that, I just read this recently, towards the end of the Roman Empire, when it was in total decline, the gladiator games were getting bigger and more extravagant all the time, and that politicians used to use these games to attract the mobs to them. It's what's happening. You know, I used to think, oh my God, those Romans, they were so barbaric. We have moments where we feel the implications, where we think about, oh my God, what did he say about Muslims? What did he say about blacks? What did he do to that black protester? What did he not say about the environment? Like, we're in the middle of the biggest catastrophe. Rome is burning, and we're watching football. The climate is degrading. Has anybody noticed? And we're watching football. Why? Why? Why have we allowed ourselves to get caught up in this game? And I want to know, is there anybody here who can honestly say that they have not gotten caught up in this game in any way? No. I'm talking to the audience that I'm actually having. If you're out there in the audience and you're watching this video and you can honestly say that you have not gotten caught up in this game, you're crazy. You're in denial. I don't believe it. Or we should elect you president. That's the other possibility. So, what's with us? What is with us? You know, they talk about these Republicans and also the Democrats. They're tapping into the anger of the people. Well, what are we angry about? Isn't it true that sports, dogfighting, cockfighting, football, ice hockey, these blood sports, that they are a socially sanctioned way of us expressing our violence? Well, so is this political campaign. I am justified in hating Ted Cruz. See, I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to be angry at Donald Trump. I am allowed to be angry at anybody. Because we've been so oppressed. And he's speaking for us. And and Bernie is going out there giving hell to Wall Street. You know, Bernie is giving hell to Wall Street. Bernie is not saying to white workers, you know, guys, we got a problem here. We are longing for a time when we can go back to being on top. I don't hear Bernie Sanders talking about racism that way. Yeah, I mean, he's going to say, oh, racial injustice, this is so terrible. Hillary Clinton isn't either. See, now I'm talking about the other side. Yeah, I like that debate better, but I still don't see that real leadership of talking about what are the real issues and what is really going on with us. Aren't our leaders supposed to lead us? No, our leaders are there to get elected so they can be the biggest reality TV stars on the planet by having the biggest audience in the world. Being president of the U.S., I mean, Donald would have his biggest audience yet. I don't even know if he wants to be president. I think he just wants an audience. But on the Democratic side, nobody is confronting us either. We want it the way we think it used to be, but never was. Make America great again, like it was ever great. Or, we were great, we are great, we're going to be great. We're always going to be great. What's so great about us? That's our choice. We can either be great again, or we could continue being great. This grates on me. In the great old days of the 1950s, after the war, when we were so optimistic, we still had Jim Crow in the South. We still had segregation in the North. We still had lynching. Jews were turned away from our shores. Now it's Syrians. That's the great day. And then we had all this repression. The House Un-American Activities Committee, Senator Joe McCarthy stopping us from thinking, those were the great days. And not only was it great that way, but women didn't even show up in the political discourse. Well, we weren't even there. We were invisible. And that's like half the population. But I mean, those days were great. And people, not only were those days great that way, but you could get a great factory job where you were polluted, your lungs were polluted, or, you know, you lost your fingers in a machine shop, or your arms in an automobile factory. But those were the great old days. And women were working as domestics with no protection. And women could be beaten by their husbands, but those days were just great. Let's get those days back. Or are the great days the ones where Ronald Reagan was president and we trickled down economics? You know what trickle-down economics is? The wealthy piss on the poor. That's trickle-down economics. Never worked. Didn't work then. Didn't work for George Bush. But the Republican Party wants to go back to the great days of trickle-down economics and unregulated world so that we can have another great recession like we just did. Those were the great days. Or were the great days the 60s? Wait a minute, I'm missing something here. When we were napalming human flesh for no real reason. Have I missed something here? Were the great days the days that we were taking psychedelic drugs and we were all getting high? Or was it the great days when we were taking cocaine? Or was it the heroin days? Or were the great days the days when we saw all the great factory jobs moving overseas? So people then ended up working for less than minimum decent wages so that people couldn't even live. Were those the great days? Let's make America great again. Oh, I know what making America great again means. We can invade somebody. That's it. We need to invade somebody. Those are the great days that we need to go back to, where we could invade people and they couldn't fight back. Oh, yeah, let's have that. White privilege. Not that whites were doing so well. I don't remember ever doing all that well myself, but we could at least make sure that blacks didn't get the job. There you go. Those were the great days. Or the great days of the black movement when the black men could beat their wives. Yes, yes, those were the great days. Are we crazy? Are we stupid? Are we blind? Are we just in denial? Were the great days the days then when gays couldn't be gay? They could get beat up. They could get imprisoned. Those were the great days when a man and a woman were a marriage. Yes, yes, they were just cheating on each other and abusing their children. But those were the great days when children should be seen but not heard. When parents had the right to beat their children. Yes, those were the great days. Those days we long for, to have them come back so we can feel powerful again, so we can be on the march, so we can be in charge of the world because we did such a great job at home that we can tell everyone else what to do. Are we talking about this? Any of it? Are we talking about, yes, we do need to raise the minimum wage. People need decent income so they can buy this crap that we create. But during those great days, we also had companies like DuPont that were dumping toxic chemicals in the water. Or the asbestos industry, or the lead industry. All those companies, or General Motors that was trying to figure out how much it would cost to have so many people die, wrongful death suits, versus what it would cost to fix the goddamn problem. Yes, the great days of American industry. We want that back. And that's what this election is about. It's about that we're morons, that we're not telling ourselves the truth, that we don't tell the truth about ourselves. We want something we never had. We never had a great society. We've always had income inequality. Getting worse, I wouldn't deny it. Would you rather go back to the Depression? Oh, what we can't stand is these women are just getting in our way. Oh my God. We had a post up about a men's retreat that's coming up that is being facilitated by Beth Green. Okay, you notice I'm a woman. I'm facilitating the men's retreat. I do that. I could facilitate a monkey retreat because I'm an intuitive. So some guy gets on there and he says, something like, women, you shouldn't tell us, you don't know what we feel, you shouldn't tell us what to do. And I thought, now I didn't answer because I try to contain myself, but this is that part of me that wants to get into the fight, right? I wanted to say, oh yeah, it's okay for men for thousands of years to tell women what to do, but women shouldn't tell men what to do. Yes, men are angry. They're angry. They can't tell women what to do anymore. Oh my God, straights can't tell gays what to do. Whites can't tell blacks what to do. The capitalists, the big owners, they can't tell the workers anymore that they're not poisoning us. We're catching on. But you see, there's guilt everywhere there you look. There's accountability everywhere. In our own homes. In our own homes. Father knows best. Or mama is a witch and everybody's scared and has to hide in the closet. It's us. And we're all allowing ourselves to be distracted. We want to be distracted by the spectacle of this blood sport we call politics, where we don't take this opportunity once every 4 years to do an inside inventory of my class, my race, my gender, my sexual orientation, my nation, my social group. And we don't beg for leadership, real leadership that makes us look at ourselves, real leadership that tells it like it is, that says it's too late, baby. America is gone down. Why? Because the rest of the world is coming up. Oh my God, how can that be? The days of our empire are over already. Every empire has fallen. Rome, Greece, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Mongols, who knows, the Turks, the Spanish Empire. You know, there have been empires much bigger than us, way bigger. The British Empire, the French Empire, they went down. We're going down too. It'll never be the same. As long as China has an economy and more people than we do, you can't help it, guys. Other people are evolving. They're going to have economic power. We can't be the only bully on the block anymore. So do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying what we're missing is the power to bully others. That's what we're missing. That's what we're longing for. And that's why Donald Trump is doing as well as he is. Because he's coming back and says, see, we're all going to be rich. And we're all going to be powerful. And we're all going to be bullies. It's not that Donald Trump is a bully. He's promising that you can be a bully. You too can be a bully. Yes. Yes. Give me a chance. Or, hey, we can bully Wall Street. It isn't that I don't think that they have to be regulated, but are you getting what I'm saying? It's the anger is, I feel powerless, and I want my little empire back, or for the first time, I haven't gotten it out of my system yet. I want to be able to bully. That's why I'm rooting for that team, because that team is the bully in the playground, and they're my team, and I get to bully through them. So who's confronting us? Where's our leadership? Who's telling us the truth? So as we're sitting there going tisk, tisk, tisk about whoever we think is worse than the other guy, we have to stop that and go beyond that. This election is being run like a spectator sport, but the consequences are deadly. Deadly for everyone. You guys in the Tea Party, for example, those of you who don't believe in human-made climate change, you may win an election, but you're going to lose your planet, lose your life. It doesn't matter who wins. What matters is who's telling the truth, who's right. Let's stop rooting. Let's stop cheering. Let's walk out of the stadium now. I want each one of us to see ourselves in this huge stadium, this coliseum, watching this gladiator match and looking at those people who are exploiting our need to feel powerful and to win, and saying to them, I'm walking out. I'm going home. I'm going to face reality. I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to look at me, my race, my culture. Defensiveness and rationalization may make us feel good in the moment, but we won't be so happy when somebody has to cut off our foot because we gave ourselves diabetes. It's not fun anymore. Just like when the guy 20 years after the last football game can't find his shoes anymore. It's not fun anymore. Listen to me. Please.